right, welcome back to another episode of Bogeys and Blue Crabs. We got a great episode for you today. We have got a new guest. Joining me today is Nick DiGirolamo, a college golfer at Penn State Abington. He was their number 2 ranked player going into his freshman year and slowly worked his way up the ranks to eventually be the number 1 and the captain of the team his senior year. And today we're talking Ryder Cup and all things moving forward in professional golf as we hit the fall. So lock in. Let's do this. This is another episode of Bogeys and Blue Crabs. I want to transition a little bit here to talking a little bit more professional golf. We got Ryder Cup coming up soon. And did you see the 6 official qualifiers for the U.S. team?
I did. Off the top of my head, I can remember like 4 of them. So
you got Scotty, of course.
Right.
Then you got JT. You have JJ.
Was Morikawa in the top 6?
I don't believe so.
I know Spawn was there, and DeChambeau was on the top 6.
DeChambeau's on there. Russell Henley made it.
Which is really surprising, but it just shows.
And then I
you how
believe it was
consistent
also Harris English.
He's been having a year, though.
He has been having. It's quiet, but it's like a lot of top 15s, a lot of top 10s.
Yeah, it's the same year that Russell Henley's having. They're both just playing very steady golf.
So, do you? What are your thoughts? You think the U.S. has got a chance this year?
I mean, both sides always have a chance.
Yeah.
Like, there's no this, that, or the other where you're going to sit there and look at somebody and be like, oh, dude, they suck, right? Like, you can disagree with a pick that the captain makes here or there, whether or not you feel like it was the right pick, like the Zach Johnson thing where he brought JT and Spieth instead of the other 2 people that were playing better at that point, which, a lot of people don't like. But whatever. Each team has a chance. What I would say is what the U.S. will have this year is they're going to have the best player there in Scheffler, with no debate about that in any sense of form. The difference is that if they can build a camaraderie and the team exercises and just go out together and build relationships with each other and trust each other like the European team always does, they have a great chance.
The European team seems so tight, like consistently throughout the entire year, even like, in signature events or majors, you see these European guys and they seem like they really care about each other.
They do.
Which is really, it's not that the U.S. doesn't. I just don't think they're as tight.
No, they're not.
I think it shows.
Like, you have the friendships, right? Like you have the Justin Thomas and the Jordan Spieth. You have the Scheffler and the Tom Kim. Like you have all these guys that know each other from past experience. But after that, there's not a ton of like true friendship. There's like acquaintances, like, yeah, I know you play with you a couple times this year, you're a good player, whatever, let's try to win the match today. Like that's not how you win. You have to have these camaraderies and these buildings, or not buildings, you have to have these relationships with your teammates when you go into this event, because it's not the college golf format where you all go out and play your own ball. You're playing match play, you're playing 4-ball, you're playing all shot.
Yeah.
And you're with each other all day.
Yeah. And so for the listeners out there, the Ryder Cup is, in my opinion, one of the biggest spectacles in golf. Would you agree with that? What makes the Ryder Cup so special for the people who don't know?
I mean, it's just like the Olympics. You get to root for your country.
Yeah. And again, now you're taking, what is it? It's 12. It's the 12. So you have the top 6 that qualify automatically through points for the team. And then the captain gets to make 6 choices for anyone he wants on the team, correct?
I think 2 more automatically qualify, if I remember correctly.
So it's 8 and then 4?
I'm pretty sure 8 automatically qualify and then 4 are captain's picks.
Yeah. Interesting. So looking at the U.S. team on the bubble right now, we have Andrew Novak, who just moved in, Maverick McNeely at 11. Then you got Keegan Bradley at number 10. The possible captain, playing captain. What are your thoughts?
I don't hate it. I will say that. I don't hate the idea of him being a playing captain. The aspect of it that I'm not sure of is, will he be able to manage playing and being a captain? Because like we kind of saw how that turned out Royal Melbourne when Tiger did it. and it wasn't that great.
No.
Like, they still snuck out the win,
They did.
but it was not the greatest performance ever. So it's hard to tell him not to play because he's been having a great year. But at the same time, he could name himself a player and then deem his vice captain to be the one in charge, which is what I think should happen. But if he also just says, look, I'm just going to be the captain, I'm going to lead the team, I think that would be a great move. But I think being a playing captain and then trying to be the leading captain of that aspect, I think that's just too much.
And there's so much that goes into being the captain. You have so many press events, you have press conferences, media events, so much going on, and then having to spin all of that and then come out and go shoot 72 or
more like 65.
Right. Well, at Bethpage, probably right. But with this Team Europe, I feel like you can't give them anything.
No.
And it's just like he said, it's a lot. We saw Rory this past weekend making comments about Team Europe's asked me a couple times and I'm going to wait. He's
because he wants to play. And he knows it. He doesn't want to be a playing captain. He wants to be a player.
And I think it's really interesting when you hear players who have played in these Ryder Cup events talk about it and how they talk about it as being almost even more pressure than majors. I go back to the Max Homa quote where he talks about the last putt that he had in the last Ryder Cup where his hands are visibly shaking as he's standing over the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of pressure.
Because you not only have the pressure to play well from yourself, but you want to perform well for your team, and then you want to perform well for your country.
Right.
Like, it's a ton of stuff that just builds on each other to go back and forth. But I'm sitting here and I'm looking at this European team. You have to realize, so I know how much you love and admire Oberg.
I do.
He has not qualified.
Nope.
Being as good as he is.
And he's been having a decent year, but he's kind of fizzled out a little bit.
Yeah. But we have to realize just how much talent they have. You sit there and you look at the 6 names that have qualified in McIlroy, McIntyre, Fleetwood, Rose, Hatton, and Lowry. And you sit there and you're because you look at the U.S. team and you're like, oh, dude, this is stacked. It's not even going to be close. And then you take a peek over there, and if you watch the PGA Tour at all, or anybody that does, they will sit there and tell you, this is a very loaded European team.
It is incredibly loaded.
Because Sepp Straka, with the year that he's having, has not automatically qualified.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
They are loaded.
And then you also got Hovland, who's been turning it on the last couple of weeks. He's probably going to be a captain's pick.
Oh, for sure.
You said Ludwig. You got Rasmus Højgaard, who on the DP World Tour has been playing great this year.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, it's a stacked team. It is a stacked team.
A very likely captain's pick, in my opinion, just because he's been such a staple for the last few years, or the last few Ryder Cups, rather, is going to be Matt Fitzpatrick. I don't see a world where he does not get picked because
he's a gamer.
Right, but it's the same thing, 10, 12 years ago when you'd watch the Ryder Cup and you're sitting there, you're like, what do you mean they're going to pick, Sergio?
Right.
And then they're going to pick, oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Henrik Stenson. And they're like,
he was such a robot, Stenson.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
This guy's they're not even having that great of a year. Why are they getting picked? And they show up and then they light up for the big moment and they demolish whoever's in front of them. It's just, it's different because you have so much anticipation and excitement to play in this event that it doesn't matter. If you play it against anybody else, you're going to do very well.
You think the live guys are going to struggle a little bit?
Not the 2 that are going to be there.
You think Hatton and DeChambeau will be?
I mean, look at their performance this year.
Yeah, they've been great.
They haven't had great experiences on live, but to be completely honest with you, I think that everyone that plays over there has just lost all of their competitive edge. Except for maybe Bryson and Tyrrell. Because both of them will show up consistently at the majors since they've gone over there and play well.
And play really well.
Yeah, and threaten to win.
Yeah.
Which, it's great to see the competition. I'd much rather be watching them every week.
Yeah. Oh, I would love to watch them every week.
4 times a year.
Right. So that brings me to my next question. DeChambeau's qualified. He's beaten Rory. Do you think that's a matchup we'll see?
Possibly. What I would do personally, yes, it would be.
Yeah, actually, let's do that. What would you do? How would you set this up?
It would be absolutely, must see TV because they might, fist fight each other after the seventh hole. Because, DeChambeau thinks it's a YouTube video and they're trying to play for the Masters. He's like, well, he didn't talk to me all day. Like, dude, he's trying to win for the Masters and go for a career Grand Slam at a place where he's been shamed at literally publicly for 17 years since he choked the first couple attempts.
Insane.
But
it's crazy to think that it's actually been 17 years for Rory.
Yeah.
And that he finally was able to get over that hump.
I know. It was so awesome to watch. Anyway, that would be a fantastic match for the fan. However, I think if you want to shut him off and win the match, you put Scheffler with him.
Yeah, you just gotta just kabut it immediately.
Because he's such a fire starter. He's such an emotional player, especially when it comes to the Ryder Cup. If he's doing well, he's going to ignite a fire in everybody else. Especially if you put him against DeChambeau, and DeChambeau has an off day, like we know he very well can, because he's struggles with his own game regularly. He has days where you can't touch him, but the majority, he could very well struggle. And if you put Rory on him and you let Rory get hot and you let Rory beat him coming down the stretch, the entire European team is going to be like, oh, we can win this.
They're going to be fired up. If Rory goes out and just wipes them, they're going to be fired up.
So I think that's just a bad idea unless Bryson asks for it.
Yeah.
If he asks for it and he says, I'm going to beat him, then you can put him on him. Otherwise, just throw Scotty on him.
Just looking at a couple of these potential matchups right now, one that really stands out to me that I think could be like kind of a dark horse sleeper match could be Tommy Fleetwood and JJ Spawn. I think that could be, like I said, flying a little lower under the radar, but two guys that are playing really good golf in really decent form, and just they putt the lights out of the ball. Yeah. They are so good from like 30 to 35 feet. It's unbelievable.
I would agree with you that I think that would be a great match, but at the same time, I also really would be interested to see how Spawn would do, because I know what Fleetwood does in a Ryder Cup.
Well, that's kind of what I'm that's the question mark is these new guys, JJ, Russell Henley, Harris English, this is a big step up for them, Well, Harris English has done this a few times. Which ones has he played in?
President's Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, the thing is, I have too many memories, and specifically of Fleetwood in a Ryder Cup just demolishing the United States was when they played Le Golf National and he played with Francesco Molinari. I'm going to tell you now, he would be one of the last people I'd want to see in that, because he gets so into it and he will just change how he plays.
And we talked about the Ryder Cup European team being so tight. Tommy Fleetwood has been a staple of that Ryder Cup team for a long time.
He's not going to go anywhere.
No. And people think, he hasn't won on the PGA Tour. He doesn't have that killer instinct. Yes, he does. Yeah. Yes, he does.
I don't know why he can't get over the hump on Sunday. It's so sad to me.
I know. That was tough to watch.
Put him in match play and let him play for Team Europe. Oh, God. Yeah. Just rip your throat out.
And then following that up, you have Shane Lowry, who is, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what you're going to get.
Well, you do know what you're going to get is someone who cares a hell of a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, there's no question about that.
And he's going to just do his absolute best out there. And it's very possible that he plays decent or a little bit above average him and just wipes the floor with whoever he gets. Because let's not get this twisted. Shane Lowry might not hit it 350 off the tee, and he might not be the most well-known putter out there. This man is one of the best ball strikers with an iron and a wedge, and he is the most underrated short game player of all time. He has one of the best short games, if you watch him on TV, of anyone on the European Tour or the PGA Tour.
I love that.
It's unbelievable.
I'm going to have to take a look at that a little bit, dive a little bit deeper into that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love Shane Lowry, but even still, like you said, he doesn't hit the ball crazy far off the tee, yet he's constantly in contention.
And the reason why is because he's accurate off the tee. He's a great iron player, and when he misses the green, it's a very good chance that he gets it up and down regularly.
Well, I think this is going to be some fireworks at Bethpage.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Have you ever been out to Bethpage?
I have not.
It's It's one of the most interesting tracks that I've seen. I didn't get to see a PGA event there, but I got to see like a little local tournament, and we were just walking the grounds. That is going to be really interesting. The par threes, they can pick some absolutely diabolical pin locations. You know, undulation, rough. It's just going to, for the casual fan out there, if you've never watched the Ryder Cup, check out this year. I think it's going to be awesome fireworks.
Yeah, because I mean, at the same time, Bethpage is probably in the top 5, maybe 6 hardest golf courses in the world. Probably top 3 in the U.S. with Oakmont and Augusta.
Yeah.
Like, it's challenging. The rough is going to be thick. The fairways are going to be narrow. The greens are going to be firm and fast.
Yeah.
There is no other way to do it. You can put anybody in the world, and it's really... Okay, I'm going to change the topic for a second.
Sure.
Just on the difficulty of the PGA Tour and what they're doing to regular golfers. The rolled back ball
let's talk about it.
Unbelievably dumb.
Yeah.
Like, not for the guy on TV. If you don't want Rory to hit at 360 so you can go play at Marion, fine. Knock him down to 330 or 310, whatever you need to do for him. But that's also going to hurt the people that hit it shorter than him because they're going to hit it even shorter.
Right.
So that's dumb, 1. 2, why is it coming into the public?
Yeah, no, I don't understand why the rollback needs to be a public thing.
Yeah.
The golf courses are fine distance-wise for your amateur golfer, your high handicapper.
Absolutely. And, like, if you're an amateur and you want to go play in an amateur event, like the Maryland Open, yeah, okay, let's make it a rollback ball. Go for it. But why are we punishing a 25 handicap?
No, and you shouldn't.
Like,
they're trying to get into the game.
It's the dumbest thing. It's so stupid, in my opinion. But anyway, going back to what I said about difficulty, you don't make it harder by making the golf course longer.
So which ways do you make it harder?
You pinch the fairway.
Yeah.
That's it. Because if you look at it, right, Oakmont's not 7,800 yards. It's not even close. It's like 72 from the back.
Right.
Which is shorter or just about average for the weeks that they play.
I think that's a little under tour average.
Right.
Which is crazy.
But the fairways are narrow.
Oh, they're insane.
They roll ridiculously fast. They roll better than probably 85% of public golf courses in the country, the fairway.
Right.
And then the rough is this tall.
Yeah.
Right?
And,
it's 5 or 6 inch rough.
Thick. And it's that, really thick, grabby, close your face down rough. It's
with a green that's as hard as a table.
Right.
And rolling at a 14.
Good luck.
Or even 15. Like, that's what you make a golf course hard with. Yeah. You can go have them play Marion any day of the week, but you got to pinch the fairways, you got to grow the rough, and you got to let the greens bake.
What about the trend you're seeing in golf courses, kind of getting rid of trees to kind of bring wind into play?
I hate it. I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
I think you're taking a lot of the beauty out of the golf course.
Yeah.
It's just looking very autonomous.
Absolutely. Like, we don't need to make it look like we're in the middle of the woods. We don't need 9,000 trees.
Right.
But why can we have a couple?
Yeah.
Like, it makes it into a golf course where, yes, the wind's going to be a much bigger factor and it's going to make it more difficult, but you can hit it anywhere.
Right.
Unless the rough's penalizing.
Right.
If there's no trees and there's not really any high grass out there, and let's just say it's a bunch of holes back to back to each other, and they just cut the rough in between it, maybe leave like a little strip of fescue in the middle, you just bomb driver anywhere and you go find it.
Yeah. I mean, left, right, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Go find your ball and go hit it out of the rough. You'll hit it somewhere up by the green and you'll be fine.
And, this isn't confirmed. This is just my own opinion on it. But I feel like the golf courses that I see a lot of live players play fall under that category. Very open. There's not a ton of challenges out there. There's not a lot of trouble. It just seems like very wide open. I mean, pretty golf courses, no doubt. But very, just basic almost.
They play some fantastic places. And the golf courses that they play on are very pretty. And they're nice, and a majority of them the public can go play at in comparison to that of the PGA Tour. The difference is, however, they're not nearly as hard.
No,
the greens are softer, the greens are slower, the fairways are a little bit wider, and it's shorter. Like, yeah, they're playing the team format. They got the music going. They got cheap beer. Everyone's having a great time.
It's not for me. That's not a golf tournament.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's not a golf tournament. It's a party.
Right.
And they play the team aspect. I'm like, yeah, that's great, but that doesn't give anybody incentive unless you go there and you have your own competitive drive. Like, I love this story, and I'm going to tell it again, even though I know I've told it to you for the people who don't know. Pat Perez
Yep.
had one of the greatest weekends that a golfer has ever had. And he didn't break 80. He shot 81, 83, 82 for 3 days in the live event. Got last place out of everybody there. He's wearing shorts.
Yep.
He's not competing. There's no cut line. And since he got last place, he made $150,000 in last place because Live pays everybody since there's no cut.
No cut. Everybody gets paid.
But his team won the event. So as a bonus for his 150 and his team winning that event, he got an additional $750,000.
Oh my God.
So he made
83, 81, 82, 83.
For 3 days, he shot 83, 81, 82. Didn't break 80 for 3 days and made $900,000. In a pair of shorts with not a lot of fans, just walking around with music playing.
Have a day.
Yeah.
Have a week.
What
Have a weekend.
That?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and to build on that, to keep the topic the same but maybe change it for a second. Liv has the great idea of paying the people and everybody that goes there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the PGA Tour should initiate just a little bit of money to the people that don't make the cut.
Sure. You can make it like a set amount, a very small amount.
And everybody makes the same thing.
Cover travel, whatever
that's
expenses.
Yeah. You don't need to pay them $150,000.
No.
We don't need to do that when you get last place. But golf is one of the most expensive sports to try to go pro in. It's one of the most expensive sports, period.
Right.
So if you have an off week, but you just had to pay for your travel, hotel, caddy, the fee to enter the tournament, and then on top of that, all of the other amenities, like just food.
Right. I mean, think about it. You're traveling. You got family with you. You have kids. You have, for listeners out there, essentially these professional golfers are CEOs of their own business, and they're selling themselves consistently. But when they make all of this money in the winning purse, they have to pay for travel. They have to pay for their coaches. They have to pay for the entry fee into the tournament, and it really adds up. And so not making the cut, you're taking a major loss on the PGA Tour, I mean, and you're doing that consistently week after week after week after week. I can totally understand how people can be frustrated by that.
Yeah. Because you have to pay for a rental car,
right?
Food, water. You have to pay your caddy.
You got to pay, somebody to rent their house for a week because you're there for a week,
or a hotel, Yeah,
you
got to pay for somewhere to sleep, and then after all that, then you get to go play. And let's say you just you have an off week, got other stuff going on, you're thinking about other stuff, or you just play bad, whatever it is, you're out $6,000
easily,
minimum,
probably more.
Like just. Everybody that gets cut, because we know they got plenty of money at the PGA Tour, just throw them like $8,000.
Yeah.
Like, here you go. We're terribly sorry that you didn't make the cut. We know it's expensive, but you're trying your best, or you had an off week, or you're just trying to see if you can make it out here. Let us cover you for just a little bit of your expenses. It could even be like $3,000.
Right, and it doesn't even have to be for every event. It could be signature events.
Yeah.
It could be just PGA Tour events, stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be for majors as well.
It just has to be something to incentivize more people to try to do it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get a sponsorship invite, you got to pay your own way.
Yeah. And I think that is one of the things that really attracted people to Live. There was that. I think they're playing in a lot of different parts of the world that the PGA doesn't necessarily do because of the travel issues. But, one thing that I really I questioned, and I'm sure somebody will be able to break it down, and I'm sure he's having a great year. But Joaquin Niemann, I think, had 3 to 5 wins on Live this year.
Oh, yeah.
And then John Rahm ended up winning the overall golfer of the year, which I don't really understand. I mean, I'm sure that Rahm, had a bunch of top 10s. I don't really follow Live like that, but to have somebody win that much and that consistently on their tour and not be the golfer of the year seems malpractice to me.
I know, and I wish that I could explain that to you, but I don't follow the tour. I just don't. And it's stupid to the sense of let's not reward the person that's apparently won the most and we have the big name, he's the player of the year, just try to make it more popular, I guess. But I don't follow Live enough to even tell you about it. And to be completely honest, I've really never even watched it.
I haven't either, and I think that's one thing that they've struggled to really connect with is the American public and have the TV numbers even somewhat comparable to like a mid-tier sport like hockey or
But you can't.
Something like that.
That's the difference. Like, you physically can't because there's nothing to play for.
There's no competition.
It's not even that there's no competition. They have great players. There's nothing to play for other than money.
Yeah.
You don't have a major championship.
Nope.
You don't have a Ryder Cup. You don't have a President's Cup. You don't even have a FedEx Cup.
And
you have
can't
nothing.
Qualify. Yeah. Like you're not moving up the world golf rankings.
I know.
Playing in live.
And like you have nothing other than cash to play for.
Right.
And like, so I'm going to add one more thing here about it. When Live started, it was one of the best things that happened to the PGA Tour. Because it made them a little bit more on the ball. Let's play these guys a little bit more. Let's make some more signature events. Let's make them play. Let's make them be on TV so that people still have interest in us. But it also hurt them when it started because all of these big names went over there.
Yep.
Right? So the fans that were only into it because they watched Bryson or they watched Brooks or they watched Cam Smith or whoever went over there that you were a fan of, you now don't really have a way to watch them.
No.
So like you lose interest in golf. So it made the PGA Tour step up and do the right thing and start paying out more money and start being like, hey, you make a hell of a lot of money. You're the biggest name and get a lot of people to watch you on TV. You need to play in these events. I don't care.
Right.
Like, you're going to play in the Truist. You're going to play in the BMW. You're going to play at the Players in Pebble. And I did no ifs, ands, or buts. You need to play this week. Don't care if you don't want to or you got plans.
Yep. I mean, that connects with the audience, that connects with everybody, and it builds that tour.
It does. And it makes people have the connection again.
Yep.
Because you can flip the TV on. And, like, I will be the first one to tell you. If I flip on the PGA Tour event and the entire leaderboard is people that I've never heard of, I'll maybe watch it for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I get that
Just
too.
be like, oh, yeah, that guy hit a good shot,
Yeah.
and this guy hit a good
Right.
shot. That's pretty hole. It's a nice golf course. Watch a little bit.
But then you get a
But
tournament.
then I sit there and I'm like, I'd go do something else. Because, like, I don't
Exactly.
really know any of you. Like, I'm sure you're all great players, and you're going to grow in, and, like, at least one of you might grow into a star.
Mhm.
But
Most of the time, it's a journeyman,
Right.
Those
like,
tournaments, the Barracuda, some of those
exactly.
early
I was
ones are
just about
really,
to say the Barracuda.
yeah, it's
Like,
just,
you sit there like, oh, put it on the background. Oh, dude, did you see that? That's a great shot.
Right.
And it's like, But the ones that sit there and will hold the vast majority of viewers' attentions and not like the true diehard that watches every round are the big tournaments.
and the big names.
The big names. Because you sit there like, oh, dude, I know how good this guy's playing right now. He's playing in the event. He's, 2 back off the lead. Oh, I got to watch and see if he can win. Like, because you want to see that because you know how good they are. They are an established name. Now, the other ones might grow into that, but it's going to take them 3 or 4 years to get there. And then they'll be the one that you turn the TV on to and be like, oh, he's playing.
And I
Gotta
think
watch.
and circling back just to kind of bring us full circle, I think that's what's going to make the Ryder Cup so incredible and such must-see TV. It's these massive names going against each other every day, back to back to back to back to back.
Realistically, the only names that are unknown are on the American side.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily unknown. They're just unproven.
And they've been playing well. They've been playing well this year.
Like J.J. Spawn's the U.S. Open winner and all of that. Before this, I think I heard his name maybe twice.
Yeah, I mean,
before the U.S. Open.
he was known for losing, and he'd be in contention and then fall off. So,
and he was known for getting, like in a decent week, you get like 25th,
right,
or 30th, or whatever. He wasn't there, but he had the great week. Now we all know his name, and we're gonna get to watch him grow into a better player because hopefully he continues on this trajectory because he certainly can. But it took that for us to learn about him. And then we have the same thing with Andrew Novak, and like Harris English has been here before.
Yep.
But he
on this scale,
is he going to be that guy? And like just to put it in perspective for everybody out there, because I already know that you know the answer to it. The most watched Masters since Rory's was 6 years ago when Tiger won.
Shocker.
Like, and it proves the point of, in order to truly grow the game that we all love and we all have, you have to have some heavy hitters. You just have to get that random person over there to watch the sport. It's like, oh my God, Tiger Woods is playing. I know Tiger Woods, and I don't play golf, but I know him because he's famous. And same thing with like Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Same thing with LeBron these days. Same thing with Serena Williams in tennis, or Roger Federer, or Alex Ovechkin.
Like, the ability to connect to the casual fan and give them a reason to watch.
Because since COVID, golf has been on the most exponential growth it's ever seen in its history. But in order to keep that moving forward, we have to keep the sport in social media's eyes, and for the casual person who might be on the fence about going to the range, there. And that's with you do it with these big names, which is why Live was a massive help to the PGA Tour, because it made them finally do that.
Insane. I mean, it's really interesting how one has led to the other that's led to where we are now.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Well, I think this is a great place to end this episode today. I want to thank you, Nick, for coming on. I'd love to do this again. If you've made it this far in the podcast, thank you so much. Check us out at Bogeys and Blue Crabs on Instagram. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and XM Radio. Check us out next time. Nick, thanks again for the time.
Very happy to be here. Hopefully I'll be invited back.
Have a good one.